صلى الله على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم.
Chapter on the Prophet, peace be upon him, mentioned and recommended that the religious learned men should not differ. What common opinions the people of the two Haram, sanctuaries of Makkah and Al-Madina had, and what places and objects of interest in connection with the Prophet, peace be upon him, Muhajirun, emigrants, and the Ansar are present in these two cities besides the praying place of the Prophet, peace be upon him, and his pulpit and his grave. Narrated Jabir bin Abdullah as-Salami, a Bedouin gave the bay'ah, pledge, for embracing Islam to Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, and then he got a fever in Al-Madina and came to Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, and said, "O Allah's Messenger, cancel my pledge." Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, refused to do so. The Bedouin came to him again and said, "Cancel my pledge." But he refused again, and then again. The Bedouin came to him and said, "Cancel my pledge." And Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, refused. The Bedouin finally went away, and Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, said, "Al-Madina is like a pair of bellows, furnace. It cleanses its impurities, while it brightens and clears its good." See Hadith number 7209. Narrated Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, I used to teach the Quran to Abdurrahman bin Auf. When Omar performed his last Hajj, Abdurrahman said to me at Mina, "Would that you had seen chief of the believers today." A man came to him and said, "So-and-so has said, if chief of the believers died, we will give the bay'at pledge to such and such person." Omar said, "I will get up tonight and warn those who want to usurp the people's rights." I said, "Do not do so, for the season of Hajj gathers the riffraff mob who will form the majority of your audience, and I am afraid that they will not understand the meaning of your saying properly and may spread an incorrect statement everywhere. You should wait till we reach Al-Madina, the place of emigration and the place of the Prophet's Sunnah. There you will meet the companions of Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, from the Muhajirun and the Ansar, who will understand your statement and put it in its proper place." Omar said, "By Allah, I shall do so the first time I stand to address the people in Al-Madina." When we reached Al-Madina, Omar in a Friday khutbah said, "No doubt Allah sent Muhammad, peace be upon him, with the truth and revealed to him the book, the Quran, and among that which was revealed was the verse of Rajm, stoning the married adulterers to death." See Volume 8, Hadith number 6830. Narrated Muhammad, we were with Abu Huraira while he was wearing two linen garments dyed with red clay. He cleaned his nose with his garment, saying, "Bravo, bravo! Abu Huraira is cleaning his nose with linen." There came a time when I would fall unconscious between the pulpit of Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, and Aisha's dwelling, whereupon a passerby would come and put his foot on my neck, considering me a madman. But in fact, I had no madness. I suffered nothing but hunger. Narrated Abdurrahman bin Abis. Ibn Abbas was asked, "Did you offer the Eid prayer with the Prophet, peace be upon him?" He said, "Yes. Had it not been for my close relation to the Prophet, I would not have performed it with him because of being too young." The Prophet, peace be upon him, came to the place which is near the home of Kathir bin As-Salt and offered the Eid prayer and then delivered the khutbah, religious talk. I do not remember if any adhan or iqama were pronounced for the salah, prayer. Then the Prophet, peace be upon him, ordered the women to give in sadaqah, charity, and they started stretching out their hands towards their ears and throats, giving their ornaments in charity. And the Prophet, peace be upon him, ordered Bilal to go to them to collect the sadaqah, and then Bilal returned to the Prophet, peace be upon him. Footnote: no adhan or iqama is pronounced for the Eid prayers. Narrated Ibn Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, the Prophet, peace be upon him, used to go to the Quba mosque, sometimes walking, sometimes riding. Narrated Hisham's father, Aisha said to Abdullah bin Az-Zubair, "Bury me with my female companions, that is, the wives of the Prophet, peace be upon him, and do not bury me with the Prophet, peace be upon him, in the house, for I do not like to be regarded as sanctified just for being buried there." Narrated Hisham's father, Omar sent a message to Aisha saying, "Will you allow me to be buried with my two companions, the Prophet, peace be upon him, and Abu Bakr?" She said, "Yes, by Allah," though it was her habit that if a man from among the companions of the Prophet, peace be upon him, sent her a message asking her to allow him to be buried there, she would say, "No, by Allah, I will never give permission to anyone to be buried with them." Narrated Anas bin Malik, may Allah be pleased with him, Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, used to perform the Asr prayer, and after the prayer one could reach the Awali, a place in the outskirts of Al-Madina while the sun was still quite high. Narrated Yunus, the distance of the Awali from Al-Madina was 4 or 3 miles. Narrated As-Sa'ib bin Yazid, the Sa'ah, a unit of measurement during the lifetime of the Prophet, peace be upon him, used to be equal to the 1 mud, another kind of measure, and 1/3 of a mud which we use today, but the Sa'ah of today has become large. Footnote: it happened during the caliphate of Umar bin Abdulaziz. Narrated Anas bin Malik, may Allah be pleased with him, Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, said, O Allah, bestow your blessings on their measures, and bestow your blessings on their Sa'ah and mud. He meant those of the people of Al-Madina. Narrated Ibn Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, the Jews brought a man and a woman who had committed illegal sexual intercourse to the Prophet, peace be upon him, and the Prophet, peace be upon him, ordered them to be stoned to death, and they were stoned to death near the mosque where the biers used to be placed. Narrated Anas bin Malik, may Allah be pleased with him, the mountain of Uhud came in sight of Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, who then said, This is a mountain that loves us and is loved by us. O Allah, Prophet Abraham, peace be upon him, made Makkah a sanctuary, and I make the area between its, Al-Madina's 2 mountains, a sanctuary. Narrated Sahih, the distance between the pulpit and the wall of the mosque on the side of the Qibla was just sufficient for a sheep to pass through. Narrated Abu Hurairah, may Allah be pleased with him, Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, said, Between my house and my pulpit there is a garden from one of the gardens of paradise, and my pulpit is over my Hawd, Al-Kawthar. Narrated Nafi', Abdullah, may Allah be pleased with him, said, The Prophet, peace be upon him, arranged for a horse race, and the prepared horses were given less food for a few days before the race to win the race, and were allowed to run from Al-Hafya to Thaniyatul Wada', and the unprepared horses were allowed to run between Thaniyatul Wada' and the mosque of Bani Zurek. A sub-narrator said, Abdullah was one of those who participated in that race. Narrated Ibn Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, I heard Umar delivering a khutbah on the pulpit of the Prophet, peace be upon him. Narrated As-Sa'ib bin Yazid that he heard Uthman bin Affan delivering a khutbah on the pulpit of the Prophet, peace be upon him. Narrated Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, this big copper vessel used to be put for me and Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, and we would take water from it together on taking a bath. Narrated Anas, may Allah be pleased with him, the Prophet, peace be upon him, brought the Ansar and the Quraysh people into an alliance in my house at Al-Madina. Anas added, and he invoked Allah for 1 month against the tribe of Bani Sulaim in the last rak'ah of each compulsory prayer. Narrated Abu Burda, when I arrived at Al-Madina, Abdullah bin Salam met me and said to me, Accompany me to my house so that I may make you drink from a bowl from which Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, used to drink, and that you may offer salah, prayer in the mosque in which the Prophet, peace be upon him, used to offer his salah, prayer. I accompanied him, and he made me drink saviq and gave me dates to eat, and then I offered salah, prayer in his mosque. Footnote: saviq, a kind of mash made of powdered roasted wheat or barley grain, also with sugar and dates. Narrated Omar, may Allah be pleased with him, the Prophet, peace be upon him, said to me, Someone came to me tonight from my Lord, Allah, while I was in the Aqiq valley, and said to me, Offer salah, prayer in this blessed valley, and say, Labbaik, for the performance of Umrah and Hajj. Footnote: Aqiq Valley, a well-known valley near Al-Madina about 10 kilometers from it. Narrated Abdullah bin Dinar, Ibn Umar said, the Prophet, peace be upon him, fixed Qarn as the miqat for assuming the ihram for the people of Najd, and al-Jufa for the people of Sham, and Dhul Hulayfa for the people of Al-Madina. Ibn Umar added, I heard this from the Prophet, peace be upon him, and I have been informed that the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, the miqat for the people of Yemen is Yalamlam. When Iraq was mentioned, he said at that time it was not a Muslim country. Narrated Abdullah bin Umar, the Prophet, peace be upon him, had a dream in the last portion of the night when he was sleeping at Dhul Hulayfa. In the dream it was said to him, You are in a blessed Batha, that is valley,